Okay, a very good morning, and good afternoon, and good evening to all on the DATV Worldwide Net today. We wish to welcome everybody on frequency and also the many viewers that we do have on YouTube as well. Today, we also wish to thank the Qatar Satellite Company for allowing us the opportunity to be on their satellite. We also wish to thank AMSAT DL, that's a German AMSAT group, AMSAT UK, and of course the British Amateur Television Club. Today we have a long list of participants, which I'm happy to say. Some of them we haven't seen for a while. So we're very, very happy to have quite a list today. I'll just bring up the list. We have Paul, Papa Echo 1 Alpha Victor Papa. He'll be giving us a bit of a treat. The royal family visiting their Dutch television station, apparently. Then we go over to Leon in Worcester in the Cape, ZS1 Mike, all the way up to Paul, Ocean Echo 8 Papa Charlie Kilo in Austria. Is that right, Paul? And then Bert in Holland, the Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta. And back to near where I am, that's Tom ZR6 Tango Golf. He's about 15 kilometers from where I am. And then back to the UK, G8KOE Martin, and then to Peter in Wales. He says he hopes he will be back in time. And then to Mike, testing a gift, he says. Okay, G0, Mike Juliet Whiskey. And then hello to Nick, Golf 4 IMO. And then all the way to India, Saro Victor Uniform 2 OBR. And then to Benno, back in the Netherlands, Pa Alpha 3 Fox Bravo X-ray. That's what we have on the list at the moment. Let me just get the main scene here. I'm trying to run at a bit of a distance. Anyway, so that's what we have at the main list. So, Paul, would you like to please start your engines in the Netherlands, Papa Echo 1 Alpha Victor Papa, to take it from Zulu Sierra 6 Yankee India.
And the usual audio check. It is unbelievable. I fired up the engine and it seems to work. That is great. So I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of us watching the net. That can be via satellite, it could be via YouTube. Welcome from the Netherlands. First of all, thanks Gary for controlling the net. Great, as usual. Yeah, since also, let's have a look. This is really bad. Tom is on the net. Tom, thanks for OpenTuner still, which I'm using. That's also really great. And Benno, I already say thanks for sending me the tuners last week. I'm still waiting for other parts at the moment from DigiKey, but they did not arrive yet. That will happen. Okay, yeah, you have seen two presentations from me on DATV, and of course I was invited to bring the third part, but actually I did not find the time last week to work on the presentation, and as a result I don't feel confident enough to bring that information. So you will have to wait by another week, I think, to get that done. So next time there will be the presentation. Well, what happened then last week? Well, what's interesting is that last week on Monday they started to build the house for my daughter. That's in the same city, in Limmen. and it's a house which is based upon timber walls. So you could say that they built a complete frame in 1.5 day, and then later on, of course, the, let's say, Dutch stone walls will be put around it. But yeah, it was wonderful to have a look at that, which I did. So partly that explains why I did not find the time. Of course, there were much other things to do. Doesn't matter, but that is the situation. Looking at the weather situation at the moment, it's cloudy, not really overcast, but really a grey sky. And there is a lot of wind. There must be wind force 8 at the moment, so about 80 kilometers to 90 kilometers near the coast. And honestly, that is a lot. So I hope that my dish will stay in the right direction. But I see my signal is still there, so that's good. Yeah, and another reason why I did not find the time, yesterday was King's Day in the Netherlands. That is a celebration which is held once per year. And it dates from the year 1885 in the Netherlands. At that time, we had a princess called Wilhelmina, and she celebrated her 5th anniversary. And there was a liberal initiative at that time to say, let's celebrate it for national unity. And since then, there is this celebration day. It is actually not always at the same day, because it depends on the king or the queen at what day he or she celebrates anniversary. But the current king became 57 years yesterday, 57. So there was the national celebration. And that also means that everyone is off. That's great. Shops in the Netherlands are all closed, and it gives a kind of national feeling. Well, you can think different, of course, about the kingdom, and that is also something that happens in the Netherlands. But it really was fun yesterday. Well, actually, I was talking about the king. Currently, we also have a queen called Maxima. And perhaps I could say she's more famous than the king, even in the Netherlands. Nou ja. What also happens at that day, that is that there are free markets in the whole of the Netherlands. And that means that a lot of children are selling goods at the streets. Well, I went there yesterday morning at 9 o'clock, and the rain was pouring down. So that was a bit a pity. But if the weather is nice, then it is not a problem. Since the presentation is not available at the moment, I thought, well, perhaps I can give you an impression. So, I did sample some information from Dutch television news, and I intend to share it. I looked at the rights, but to my opinion, it is not a problem to share that information in the net. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes, then you are already aware, and hopefully I'll be back afterwards. So I share with you Queen's Day in the Netherlands. yeah, I see myself again. The encoder box did recover. Apologies. Next time I need a bit more bandwidth, I think, to deliver the full image and also the full sound. But at least it gave you an impression. It was a wonderful day yesterday, and that is the way in which the royal family and also we are celebrating King's Day. Well, at least that is the contribution for today. So I hand over the camera and the microphone to Leon. ZS1 Mike from Papa Echo number 1 Alpha Victor Papa.
I think Leon might have a problem with load shedding, possibly. So we'll then go to the next recipient. Let's see, Ocean Echo 8 Papa Charlie Kilo. And Paul, if you can just give a small break, perhaps Leon's got his things fired back up. If not, will you take it, Paul, from ZA6YI?
I don't have a problem. Paul just disappeared. He just switched off in the middle of his sentence. So I thought he was going to come back. But anyway, hello everybody. Yes, Paul, I watched it on BVN, all the celebrations yesterday, and yes, it's very nice. I have great respect for that king of yours. He looks like quite a nice guy. Okay, Gary, I noticed that you've got your machine running. That's good. And what have I been? I finished the PC board design of my BAT receiver, and I made the printouts, the master printouts earlier today. And just after the net, probably I'll go and cut the board and then etch it. Expose it and etch it, and yeah, maybe in the middle of the night assemble it, or otherwise tomorrow or so. Then it's not a breadboard thing anymore. And this time I've also added the speaker amplifier on the board as well. But yes, it works nicely, and I have 5 switched bands on it now, so with nice tuning. So yeah, it should work fine. Okay, Paul, all noted that you were also very busy and you didn't get to chapter 3 of the DATV. Well, it gives our minds a little chance to restore because it's quite high level. But anyway, okay, right. I'll give it to the next Paul, Oscar Echo 8 Papa Charlie Kilo, to take it for the group from ZS1 Mike. And we don't have load shedding anymore, same as
So we'll give it a sound check. So it seems to be working okay. I'm afraid the video isn't all that good by the look of it. I don't know why. But I've probably got the what do you call it? The FEC too low. I'm not sure. Anyway, Paul, about the storms. I had the same problem here. It ruined my 80 centimeter dish, so I've had trouble there. and for some reason it seemed to affect the 1 meter 20 dish, and okay, shall I? No, I'll leave it like that if I may. Anyway, yeah, and so I've had a lot of trouble, but I've been on holiday as well to Tunisia, and that was very interesting. Quite a different style of life to Europe, but I learned a few things about the Sahara Desert, that it rains there and there's very high winds. We were in a sandstorm. We went to the film set from Star Wars, which was very interesting, and on the way there we could hardly see 1 meter in front of the Jeep because of the sandstorms, and that's well, that's definitely very interesting about the Sahara sand we're getting in Europe, so I know where it's coming from now. Anyway, I've had some problems, Tom will be able to tell you, with Pico mini tuner, and I still haven't got it working. Thank goodness I've got the other mini tune which seems to be working okay, but yeah, we'll see. There was a suggestion that it could be a voltage problem. I'll have a look at that tomorrow. But Tom, I can tell you that a friend of mine, OE8SCQ, Christian, he's also got the same board and the same Pico, and he can get it to work on his old laptop, and he can't get it to work on his new PC. So I don't know, there's something different somewhere, and yeah. I sent you on the DATC forum the specification of my PC. Mike thought it was a bit old, so it could be that's the problem. But having said that, I've got this PC which is running, and I can't even start OpenTuner on it. The what do you call it? The black screen comes up with all the writing, but the main GUI with the video and that sort of thing just doesn't come up. But I haven't investigated that even further, because it means going from hundreds to thousands. So I've decided to concentrate on the one to get it going, and then see if perhaps then it'll work on this PC. Anyway, I won't keep it too long. The list is very long. It now goes to Bert. A very good afternoon to you, and I'll drop carrier, and well, I'll put up the test card and then drop carrier.
Yes, good day everybody, morning, evening, yeah, or afternoon, man. Yeah, Paul talked already about the festivation, what we had yesterday, was the last Saturday, yeah, it was yesterday, yeah. I heard some rain this morning, but we got very good weather over here, yesterday morning, during the celebration, no issue at all. But later, around 12 o'clock or so, it starts also raining over here, but yeah, what can we do about it then? What did I do last week? Oh yeah, the amplifier. I'm still busy with the amplifier. I came across some issues with the power supply. Yeah? Normally it should be around 48, 49 volts, but by just drawing around 10 amps, it drops down to 43 volts. So that's not correct. So I'm busy investigating what's the problem with the power supply. I'm using the same power supply always for the same yeah, it's the same amplifiers or the old amplifiers they have, but for one or the other reason it drops the voltage. I don't know why it is. And the other thing why I was busy the last couple of days was with my lawnmower. I got now a robotic lawnmower, but yeah, I'd hope it saves me a lot of work, but installing it is a little bit hard, but takes up yeah, altogether maybe a complete day. Put all the lines in the ground and yeah, tell the lawnmower what he has to do. But anyway, it's working now. He's busy with lawn mowing and no interference, because I got also a Wi-Fi contact with the robot lawnmower, and yeah, it's on the same frequency band, 2400 megahertz. Till now, it's just playing around over the grass and during my transmission, so no issue at all. It's still doing its job. That's all I have to do to tell. There's a long list, so keep it short then. Microphone of the camera then to Tom in South Africa. Tom, to you. Set up 60G from Pop Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta.
Hello everybody, thanks there Bert. Sounds a bit soft. Okay, that sounds better. Okay, I hope everybody can hear me well. And good to see everybody again. It's been a while, I haven't been on the net in quite a while. But definitely try to be back a bit on more. Mostly been busy with work, so yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, good to see everybody, and it's a nice long net today. Paul, good to see you. I've been watching your presentations on the previous weeks, it's very interesting. Leon, good to see you there as well, as always. Other Paul, Paul, I'm not 100% sure what's going on there on your side. I suspect it might be something hardware related or something weird you've got installed there on the software, but I got your latest logs. So no stress, we'll figure it out, and I'm sure we'll get it right, no problem there. And Bert, yeah, good to see you there as well. Long time no see. Very interesting on your robotic lawnmower. You must share some pictures and some videos next time. I'd be quite keen to have a look there. From my side, haven't been busy with too much radio-wise. Although I did get some time this weekend to play a bit more with the PicoTuner software and OpenTuner. And I've been playing with Brian's latest Ethernet firmware for the PicoTuner. Brian G4EWJ, also from Winter Hill. And I've basically got it going in OpenTuner. Let me show you. Let's do that. Okay, I wonder if I still have sound. Yeah, let's just double check. Yeah, okay, still have sound. So you'll see the picture there on the right hand side is the PicoTuner setup that I'm using. This was designed by Rolf, DJ7TH. Yeah, got that right. And it's running completely on Ethernet. I'm getting both channels there via the PicoTuner, but it's all via the network. There's no USB connection, and it seems to be working well. There's still a few issues that I need to resolve there, but yeah, it's been a fun little project. So this is part of the new 0.b release. Also fixed a whole bunch of different bugs in terms of audio and using Winter Hill and stuff like that. So definitely not a lot of new features, but a lot of bug fixes, just to sort out some of the changes that happened before. But yeah, that's basically what I've been busy with, getting that to work. Let's get back to the camera here. Yeah, other than that, not a lot much more, at least not from a radio perspective. But again, very good to see everybody on the net, and yeah, it's a long list, so I won't keep it.
Right, see if we got some sound. I think we hopefully have. See if we got some sound. Yep. Yeah, you caught me out there, Tom. I wasn't expecting. I heard some buzzes and such like, and then you were gone. And yeah, the latest release, or the latest you sent me, the 0.B, certainly it's working well for me. Very very pleased with it. So thank you very much for the efforts, and I can see a number of the fixes that have been done as I play with it, and yeah, it's working well. So thank you very much. What have I been up to? Painting the garage door, which is totally not related. I'm so pleased that's almost finished. Made some mistakes with the paint, shall we say. Should have stirred it a bit more, I think, but it said don't overstir, and I think I understirred it. But anyway, it's now white, hopefully to cool down the garage door a little bit, and in the sunshine. The other thing that I haven't quite got round to doing, but I've got most of the bits now, is the dreaded Pico. Let's get it. The only thing I will sort of point out is that I was keeping an eye on the BATC site. I thought, well, I'll wait until the revision 3 boards came along before ordering one. So I kept looking at the picture, then I thought, obviously not going to come for a while. So I ordered the board and the NIM, etc., which arrived. And I'd also ordered the parts, which I'd used the revision 1 parts list, which is virtually identical, apart from the extra LED that Mike's had. If you're, I think it indicates the fault condition from if you're using the NMB supply. Luckily, I'm not, but I just sort of point out that the picture on the BATC website shows the revision 1, but I think they're shipping revision 3. But Benno probably would know more of that. But that's what I got. Very pleased with the board, and hopefully during the week, 'cause I think it's going to rain a lot, so I might get some components on it. And DigiKey seems to be, I think, the place to get the bits from. Extra LED is powered, but the fault has moved from the back to the front. Yeah, some needs to test it, Martin. Yeah, I get the brain around what you said there, Mike. But you can clear it on your over. Explain it to me. I can't do 2 things at once. But yeah, I wasn't going to. I'm not putting the LMB supply. There's lots of information. Yeah, I aim to power it from the 12 volts. This one, not from USB. So I've got the only thing that I've pushed in on the board is the 12 volt input jack as such, or thereabouts. Right. What else have I got to comment on? Yeah, Paul. Yeah, I was having problems with copying. I had the Winter Hill, the Open Tuner Winter Hill client running, MPV and VLC, and it was different on both, but they're both stuttering. But we got most of it, and yeah, it looked very good. The very pleasing, the celebrations, etc. there. And Bert, well, I didn't lock PA3 AOD, didn't lock straight away onto you, but I noticed the frequency was slightly different. So it didn't seem to. I had to re-energize things, as we say. But that's the only sort of thing. But yeah, and DATV Red, which I'm using the latest test version, which is working exceedingly well. I've got to say, Ohan's done a brilliant job, I think, on that. It is my go-to and use sort of system. And the other thing I was going to comment on is sound sync. Everyone seems to sort of have problems with sound sync. Mine is set to minus 0.45 in DATV Red. It's a separate USB microphone, and the camera's is a USB in one. And it hopefully doesn't shift, or it's pretty good. Now, working Phil, who has got a C920 and the Polycom camera, the small one. I think it's a Polycom camera. He quite often suffers during a QSO. There'll be a slight little glitch, and his sound sync will leap out by something like a second. It'll massively go out on the C920, but on the Polycom, he's still in sync. He's using a separate microphone. But if he then goes into OBS, uninstalls or removes and then puts back in the C920, it's back into sync. So just interesting on whether anybody's got lots of ideas on why some people suffer more than others. But to probably find my sound sync's way out, and I'm half giving on the chat, expecting some abuse or whatever. But anyway, right. I'll throw it over to Mike there, who can put me right and everything. I'll put a test card there, Mike, and then throw it over to you, and I know when I've finished talking from G8KOE.
Okay, thank you, Martin. Hi everybody, back from travelling in the US. Space Symposium, very good, and Space Weather Workshop, also very good, both in Colorado, not too far from each other, so that was nice. But it did take me out for 3 weeks. I did watch the YouTube copy of the net, but there was also a time difference of 7 hours, so there we go. Just a few comments. First of all, King's Day, Paul, that sounds interesting, and Bert as well. We don't have a King's Day. We do have a King's birthday, which I forgot what the date of that is. There's an official one and there's a real one, where we all get a day off, but the shops don't close. That would be bad if all the shops are closed. What would you do? Yeah, and rain. Yes, it's been raining here too. It's been raining since November, and it doesn't seem to be showing any signs of stopping. Okay, on the Batman Lian, getting the different types of bats that you're receiving. I did wonder about doing that actually with my SDR-IQ when I used to have it, but I never got around to it. Maybe it's something I'll look at. I just need to get a sensor. But I don't really think there are very many bats locally around here. There might be, I hope not. If they get in the roof, you have all sorts of trouble because they're a protected species. And the lawnmower, the lawnmower sounds interesting, the robotic lawnmower. I wonder how it would get on with the local cats in the garden. It'd be good to have one of those though, because the first thing I had to do after 2 weeks away was to go and cut the lawn, and it had got very long. And it's not very easy to cut when it gets very long, so yeah. Open tuner, very good, Tom. Ethernet's working, that's nice to see. So this here is the Pico tuner running on the ride. It's not using Ethernet, it's using USB. Seems to work reliably fine. So not quite sure what Paul's issue is, but there you go. Anyway, having commented on all these things, just checking the chat, we'll go on to the subject. And Gary, you asked about it, but I wasn't going to show it. Thank you very much for this. This arrived whilst I was away, and I had two cards through the door from the post office. They tried to deliver it twice on the 11th and 12th of April. I didn't get back until the 23rd of April, I think. but they still had it in the post office, so I filled in the online form and they delivered it a couple of days later. So, question is, does it work? And I think it probably does. So here we go. Try again. Now I'm not listening to my audio, but you can tell, so that'll come in very useful, I'm sure. Stop having to clap, as Benno pointed out. Right, okay. Otherwise, I don't think there's very much to say, because I've not been able to do very much. If I go onto the rover camera, this might help people building the Pico. I discovered these on AliExpress, and I ordered rather too many. I thought I was ordering 10. I ordered 10 packs of 5, so I ordered 50. They are USB connectors, where you just connect the wires to them. They've actually got 6 contacts, 4 on one side and 2 on the other, and then the back shell. As you connect all those up, then you can do something like this, rather than cutting up a lead, and you can use thicker cable and things if you like. There's nothing wrong with using a cut-up cable, it might look a little bit neater this way. The other thing is for Paul, if you do a finger test, as in that's a finger test, if that regulator is very hot, then it could be that what's happened is this other regulator here is providing too many volts, and therefore the dissipation on these regulators is too high, and they have a safety feature where they cut out if they get too hot, and of course that would stop it working. So it could be something like that, I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure you know how to test that sort of thing, so have a go. Okay, not much else. I think I have to pass it on to Nick, G4IMO. So Gary, again, thank you very much for this, which arrived when I got back, so that's very, very helpful. Thank you for that. And I'll pass it round again to Nick, G4IMO, G0MJW.
Yeah, okay, Mike, thanks for that. I'll just check my my audio is there. Yeah, okay, Mike, thanks for that. Something seems to be happening. Right, okay. Very poor lighting in here at the moment. It's very very overcast. Sorry, I'm eating a sweet. Yeah, okay, Mike. Yeah, thanks for that. Very, very interesting. Yeah, it's been raining here as well. Excuse me. And it's only 7 degrees, so in fact we've had rain for as long as I can remember now. But no wind, unlike in Holland. It's currently very windy. Right. Okay, I'll quickly run down the list. I'll keep it quite short because there's quite a few people. I think there's 12 people on the list. Here, Paul, that video that you started showing, I was only watching on the ride receiver, which I believe uses VLC, but it kept freezing for me, so I had to keep reselecting the channel. But it was all very interesting. And Paul in Austria. Yeah, I think you're on FEC a half, but even on a half, I think the picture quality wasn't very good. So I don't know why that is so. But anyway, perhaps you got on your next transmission try increasing your FEC. Maybe that may well improve the quality. What it should do anyway. Right. Well, I haven't been doing very much at all. In fact, I haven't been well. Well, 2 weeks ago, the XYL was off work with a terrible cold. She kept coughing all night, so she had that for a week, and then she passed it on to me. So I'm only just recovering from that. But anyway, we're on the mend. Last week was a disaster. Last Sunday, I tried to come up on the net, but I didn't have any receive capability. Neither the mini tuner or the ride receiver would work because when I made the mini tune receiver, I fitted the power supply in there, the 12 volt and the 17 volt for vertical and horizontal, with a switch on the front panel, so I could switch between the two. And that power supply and that switching facility also is used on the ride receiver and on my narrowband as well. So and it turned out to be the switch on the front panel. It wasn't selecting, so I didn't have any supply. So that's why I couldn't join in last week, which is a shame. But I did watch. Very interested it was too. What else is there? Not a lot really. My Radio 4 that I listen to on medium wave on 720 kilohertz is being switched off. I listened last night and there was a loop on there telling everybody to retune their receivers. So presumably that the next one will be the Radio 4 on long wave. I think that's going off this month, isn't it? So that's a bit of a shame. The other thing I did try that there's a new version of DATV Easy 305. I'm currently using 2.08, which works fine, but there seem to be a few facilities extra on 305, so I thought I'd give that a try, but I couldn't make it work. There is a menu on the on 305 that you select depending on what firmware you've got in the Pluto, and I looked down the list, and the only one that was applicable to me was the one that said old version. So that's the one I tried, but I couldn't get it to go. The version of firmware that I've got on my Pluto is V0.33. That's what I'm using. So I'm stuck with 208 at the moment. So that's it. I did see in the chat that Michael EA7KIR has put himself on the list. So that's somebody else to come on today. Right, I think that's about it. That's enough waffle for me, I think. The only other thing I did I heard the ISS, the astronauts on the ISS, they hooked up with a UK school, and I thought I'll have a listen to that on my little radio here. So I put in 145.8 and went outside, and it was incredibly strong. I was surprised. So that was quite interesting to listen to. That no further work on the Ham TV project. I think everybody's waiting for them to switch the transmitter on, but I think that's, well, in fact there was something on the BATC forum this morning from a guy in America, and he seemed to indicate that it's going to be the end of May before they even switch it on. So we shall see. Right, that's enough from me. Where are we going now? Hang on, let me have a look on here. We're going round to Saro in India, round to you. VU2 Oscar Bravo Romeo G4 IMO.
Let me check the audio. Yeah, fine. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my dear friends. Thank you, Gary, for leading the net. Yeah, very nice to catch up in the long net today. Many people joined. I am really happy to see all of our friends again. There is no special from my side, just making the amplifiers and sending our friends again. So just going on. And another development, I am going to make a 150 watt now. Just the work is in the progress. After completing, I'll give the demo here, possibly on the next week. So a lot of pending works from my side, so very busy work hours now. Too much temperature here. In India, we are the toppest city in the temperature. Almost 41 mean 110 reached. It will continue another week, so because of that my working hours also very less now, only 2-3 hours at MQ, only after 6 PM in the evening time I'll go there and do some work, 1 or 2 hours only. So that's why all the work get delayed because of the temperature. Hope all are fine, my dear friends. So thank you very much for letting me in. Very nice presentations from our friends. I also ordered the DATC for the latest PCPs and tuners again. Going to make some more friends in India. I am trying to get our all old friends again to come on here to join the DATV Net, because their all setups are not ready to transmit. I have to visit there and making again to come on here, so it will take some time. This update from my side. So thank you very much, Gary, and the turn goes to Papa Alpha 3 Fox Bravo X-Ray Bino. Please go ahead, start your transmission. I will be standby.
Hi guys, and first to set 1 point straight. Mike, I think you are pretty close with your audio transmission, because I was using 2 different receivers, and I'm watching on one and hear the sound from the other. That's not very wise to do, but the sound from the other was on a too small screen, so I'm normally watching on one and not always listening to the same one. Hi guys, thanks Gary for leading the net. Big net today, that's great. I understand. I'm very happy that the net is still alive, and Saru's made this net possible. One of the starters. Saru, I'm very happy to see you again, because you should not spend all the time on work and do some pleasure, I would say. So, what else to comment on? First, some things I heard, and that is this is the Pico. Paul was talking about, which is obviously a mini tuner V2 with a Pico conversion. That's not a Pico board. but that's not a problem. And we will figure out what's going on. Paul, I understand you have sent something to me, and I will get it sorted the minute it comes in. I have exactly the same running here, which is this one, which is currently alive. I can put my finger in front of it. So this is my Pico with on the Pico conversion on the mini tuner, and it runs on a network version already for about 2 weeks now, and it's supporting the 5th and the 6th channel on the chat on the Twitch. I make 24/7 available, and it produced nicely over the last 2 weeks, and it's running since I started it 2 weeks ago. Not even with the latest firmware, I should add. So that works perfect. Then go back to my face cam again. So then we are talking about the revision 3 of the Pico board, Pico tuner. This is one of Pico tuner revision 3, and this is the revision 1. And the only difference between the two is really the 2 LEDs, which on the revision 1 there is, sorry, I should now be right, on the revision 1 there are 2 LEDs on this edge, transport 1 and 2, and this is the front of the cabinet. If you're putting your tuner this way on, you get the F connectors on the back, the power plug on the back, and the USB connection on the back. And there's also a LED here showing it has a LNB power error. And LEDs, where there was a short discussion about they should be on the front. So revision 3 presto, yeah, I should keep it this way, then we have the same picture. There's no LED on this edge because the LED is now probably one of these, I don't know even. And there's a next one next to it, which is the power LED. So we have 4 LEDs instead of 2 on the front. That's the only difference between revision 1 and 3. That means I'm sending out these, and if you know now which one it is, you're happy. But I will send first all of this because it is FIFO. It comes in this way, it goes out this way. So this will be a revision 1. If they are ended, I have the revision 3 already on my stock, but it will be obviously after revision 1 is ending. And I'm not telling you how much I still have of the 1, because I had less than England, and England quickly ordered all of them revision 1. And Martin has waited long enough to order one to get the revision 3, which is only available since a week or so. Well, that's what I can tell you about revision 1 and 3. There is not a big difference. There is an LED, you can make it on a different spot. I have done it a few times. Actually, this is the Pico revision 1 board with the 2 LEDs on the front, and there is a power switch which is not on the board, and a nice LED next to it where I should think it should be. So this is the Pico 1, and you see on the back there's the LED there. That's the only difference, basically. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, that's about the Pico. Then I understand the shop will get a decent update this week or last week or this weekend or somewhere very, very, very soon, that we get the European shop stock online. That means we now have several parts occasionally off stock, because they are ordered all the parts which would be on stock in England. but because there are so many parts transported from Holland, and that stock is not online, and that means quite a few parts, like the Pico boards, are out of stock, despite me having many of them still on stock, and that's obviously not a good idea. It gives a lot of problems in the field. So we are changing that soon. This weekend, at least, they have promised me within very soon we have the European stock, and you as a European guy will need to order it from the European warehouse. So that is all about the shop I want to talk about today. I haven't sent anything out this week because I was somewhere else, and my shirt tells you where I was. That's a shirt I bought over there, where I made a small presentation. Let's see if I can run that. So I was here, and that is a famous statue in the middle of Reykjavik. And let's see if I can run this. So I was here, and I was here, and I was at this place, which is the music hall, where in 2 weeks the presentation. I was at Blue Lagoon, and this a famous house. This is where we are. This is one of the falls. They have beautiful falls over there. I made with my drone a nice image. We were very early in the year, and that means the landscape is still in winter time. Despite presto, we had beautiful weather. We had 5 days, 4 days of beautiful blue skies, occasionally a cloud here and there, and we had a nice view on the countryside, but you see the countryside is all still in winter state. We calculated between Holland, where everything is green now, and the sunflowers we had already 3 months ago, and the whole country itself of Iceland, those flowers just popped over the ground when we were there last few days, because it's still on a winter side. Well, this is on the south coast, and this was the original coast of the sea, and the sea is way over there. In the end, you can see the sea, but the cliffs are all on this shore. We're original the shore. Hey, they need a little bit higher water at here to reach back. The water level of the sea should be a little bit higher to reach back on the cliffs, but of course they have also some housing problems then. So move along. We were also we had a very nice tour of Ari. Ari supported us very much over the last few days with all kind of help. He gave me a hotspot which solved a lot of my internet problems on the island, and he drove us through some sites where normally no tourist would be there. They are not allowed. We were actually very close, and I am still, well, I just quickly throw this this video together. Let's move it a little bit up. So this is the live volcano. All the black is volcano ashes, well, volcano stream over the last few days, weeks, and this is where they made a big dam because they wanted to protect this this city, which is still there. Nobody's living there because there are some big cracks going through the land, it's still very unstable. So on the other side of this dam, you see over there, there is the lava is going sidewards, and they are still fighting this stream because the lava of the lava is still coming. And if you look at the back, and I will go a little bit closer, there it is. You see the lava still coming out of it, coming there. That's the lava stream. I try to zoom in as much possible from but this is still the lava coming out, and they still have a problem, and I just got a message. It stopped for the week, and it started again when I left. And this morning I got already a picture from Ari that he showed that it's just went over the barrier, and they're still fighting it. So on the back of there's one other very important part. There's the power plant with the smoke there taking the hot from the and we drove actually over this road. We drove down to the power plant. One thing I wanted to show you, well, that was a quick one. Let's move back. This picture I made is very typical of Iceland, because they have so much heat over there. They put it even as on the sidewalks in the roads. They all put the pipes over there, and they have floor heating on the side road walks, or even on the streets. This part was open somewhere, and I made some pictures of it because I couldn't even believe this. The use of the heat they have over there, because warm water, they have so much. They first heat up the house with it, and then the surplus or the return, which is still over 25 degrees, they put for use in the sidewalks, so they never have icy sidewalks over there. So this is something we did what my view was yesterday, which is kind of the celebration in the Netherlands. And one thing we wanted to see in Iceland is obviously Aurora, the Nordic Light we wanted to see. So we didn't see. But this was yesterday evening, the time by then we were left. We arrived yesterday morning in the Netherlands, and yesterday evening, and believe me, I looked every evening. I was sitting outside waiting for the Aurora. I spent many hours in the evening, and yesterday evening Ari sent me some pictures. Is this what you meant with Aurora? Okay, this is the first picture. So let me put back my face back. I still need to go back to Iceland to see some sights and to see the Aurora, because I've seen all the sights, even the volcano, which is perfect. Well, perfect in a strange way of naming that, but yeah, I think Nordic Light is still on my wish list. I saw a nice press video in the local museum where they saw they showed us a lot of nice images of Aurora, but I want to see it with my eyes, obviously, to know how it feels, the Aurora, because on an image you never feel how it is. So that's the whole story from this end, and I want to keep it with this. Passing it on to Michael. Michael, the frequency is all yours. From Papa Alpha 3 Foxtrot Bravo X-Ray. And I do this for the final, so I know it was on the air. Gary, thank you.
Hi. One, hello? Hi. Hi, we're all right. I thought I'd just turn the speaker down. I thought I'd no audio then. And then, of course, I forgot there's a 5-second delay, isn't there? Silly boy. Which leads me directly into my project. Now, I'm not going to go on too much about sound today, but I have got the printed circuit cards ordered and due for delivery this Thursday. I've got most of the balance of components arrived already from DigiKey, but they're out of stock on a few items, so I'll have to wait for those. But I'll be able to get started with the construction, and hopefully the other bits will arrive later. But I did succeed in putting this together. If you can guess what it is, I'll show you. Now, what is it, you might think? Well, keep you guessing. It actually goes onto the back of my transmitter, and it's the little one at the bottom, the 3.5mm stereo jack. Okay? Okay. So what is it? Aha! It's for the big project. It's so that the transmitter can provide a pressure torque signal, so that I can mute the monitoring audio from the receiver on this box that I'm about to start constructing, hopefully this Thursday. Because it's as I've mentioned before, you're sick of hearing it, I know. It's two loudness unit meters to measure perceived audio levels as opposed to objective or subjective. But it's also got monitor switching, so you can switch, listen to, transmit or receive. It's got a mute button. It's also got a remote input for the mute, and that's what this little box is for. So that's working, but it's over-engineered as usual. Everything I do is over-engineered, I think, because I chose to use the stereo cable for this thing. You can see the jack at the back, and I'm supplying with a ground and a GPIO signal from the Pi, which controls the transmitter. So what are the resistors and the capacitors all about? Well, the one on the left is in series with the GPIO, and the two on the right are in parallel with each other, and they connect to the screen. Oops, we get there in the end. So why am I doing that? Well, I anticipate a fairly long cable. It certainly is at the moment. I'm going from one side of the office to the other with this pressure torque cable, and it seemed like a good idea and convenient as well to just use an off-the-shelf stereo jack lead, you know. But I obviously want galvanic isolation. So at one end, at the receiver end, at the audio monitoring control station with the 2 meters on, I'm not connecting the ground, so I'm just using the two inner cores of the twin screen cable, and that goes to an optocoupler. But at the transmitter end, I'm pseudo-earthing it with this capacitor and resistor, which you might say, well, that's not necessary. But it's belt and braces. It's so that if I or somebody else plugged it into somewhere else, then you would have a galvanic connection, and I don't want that. And the resistor, there's going to be one at each end to drop the current in 2 parts, drop it at the transmitter and drop it at the receiver, so that you can't blow out the GPIO output on the Raspberry Pi. So it's over-engineered, like I said. Anyhow, that end's working. We'll have to wait some time to see if this end's working, because, as I say, some of the components aren't going to arrive until Thursday. So that's it from me. I'd just like to say to Benno, I thought I found your pictures of Iceland fascinating, and I had no idea they heated the streets, the footpaths like that. That's an absolutely brilliant use of waste heat, isn't it? And it's ecological, because they're not putting it back into the atmosphere, I suppose. But I'm a little bit puzzled why the sea appears to have dropped where you are and not coming up to the cliffs, where everywhere else they tell us the ocean is rising. So has Iceland popped out the ground a little bit? I don't understand that. So I don't think I'll join in for the next round, because it's a very long list. So I think I'm pretty sure we're going back to Gary. So back to you, Gary, from EA7 KIR in Spain.
Okay, Michael, very good. Excellent signal from you. And no problem to copy. Yeah, it's been a very interesting net. I just also wish to say hi to some of the guys on YouTube. There's a whole group from VU2 land. Oops, that's a keyboard that's falling off my lap. Sorry about that. There's a whole lot of guys from VU2 land, which we wish to welcome. Hello to Ashley from Bricketwood in the UK, Golf Echo 8 Delta Papa Hotel. Hello, Ashley. And then to Naj, VU2 Mob, he calls, from India. And then some more VU2s. And then Peter said, sorry, he won't be back in time. He blames his wife, of course. He says, the wife dragged me to Landuno. I don't know how you pronounce that. Anyway, and then hello to G6HFS, Brian, watching today. And also to Regina, Delta Golf 5 Fox Mike. Nice to see you on. And to Rod from Alfredo from Italy. And then Peter, hello from DK3 Zulu Fox. Those were just some of the guys. We have 68 guys viewing so far and 13 concurrent. So not bad for YouTube. And I'm sure that once the BATC gets more of their satellite receivers out, the mini tuners, etc., and with Tom's good hard work, that's ZR6 Tango Golf, we'll have even more people watching live. Okay, I'm going to close the net, but we'll just say goodbye down the list. So, Paul, if you want to take it, Ocean Echo 8 Papa Charlie Kilo, and then you pass it down the list again. From ZS6YI, bidding everyone on frequency very happy week. We look forward to next week. Cheers to all.
So, yeah, looking at the list, I think that Paul from Austria made a mistake and filled in my column or my line. It doesn't matter. Well, I watched the full net. Really great to see. Great net. Thank you, Gary, again. Where would I like to respond? Yeah, first of all, I did collect information from the Dutch television news, but there is far too much movement in it. And as a result of that, exactly happened what Mike already stated. The amount of video that is delivered by the encoder into the Pluto is simply too much, and the pipe is too small with 333 kilosymbols. And then, yeah, initially the data was buffered, of course, but suddenly there was buffer overrun. So that went wrong. Apologies. I could do it again, but I won't, because that simply takes too much time. Well, I learned at least. Yeah, Paul was talking about storms. Currently, it's really stormy in the Netherlands, 30 to 80 kilometers an hour. But the dish is still standing, so that's good. I learned about the robot lawn mower. That's a wonderful thing. But I don't own such a machine. So, Bert, I wonder what your what you learned from the machine. I was searching for a word. That's the damn thing with English. If you don't talk English every day, then sometimes you are missing words. Yeah, Tom. And another lot of other people were talking about the Pico tuner. Actually, I also bought a board. Benno, thank you for shipping the board to my house. That's great. It's the version 1 unit, but I think I won't build it because I intend to build the Winter Hill, for which I also received the board, as stated. Tom, I'm still using the mini tuners with a double USB port, and that is working fine at the moment. And that means that I am also using 2 instances of OpenTuner in parallel, which is working great. There's one problem though, because one of the tuners is a Mini Tuner Express, and that causes sometimes issues on the USB line to my PC, and then my PC won't boot. I'm investigating that problem, but still didn't find it. Okay, Martin, DATV Red is running perfect, so that is something which is on my wish list for the near future. And then Mike went to Colorado, so probably it has been Denver. At least that's what I expect for the conference. And yeah, many more people are using the clapperboard again. Gary, thanks a lot for the clapperboard. I enjoy it. Nick, you told about ISS. I even wasn't aware about it, that it was possible to talk, or at least to listen at communication with ISS. So I missed that. Many people from India on the net. That's also great. So good afternoon from the Netherlands. Benno, wonderful series of pictures from Iceland. I never have been there on Iceland, but what I've seen, is really wonderful. The power plant makes me jealous, because if there's so much energy underneath you that you can even distribute it under the pavement, that is wonderful, isn't it? Yeah. That is something that Iceland should export in some way, I think. Well, Michael, I loved your board for GPIO protection in the Pluto. Yeah, that's it. I say bye to everyone, and hopefully until next week, pass over the microphone and the camera to Leon. Leon, you are the one.
Okay, thanks very much, Paul. PE1AVP in the group, ZS1MM, right back. Yes, I used to listen to the shuttles when they were still flying. You only hear the one side of the conversation, of course, because you cannot hear Houston there on the ground. And propagation at 200 and what was it, 235 megs or something AM. Yes, I still have equipment to operate on those bands. But yeah, you heard the shuttle loud and clear, beautiful. Okay, not much comments from this side except one thing, Benno. I ordered the stuff from the BATC shop the other day, and the adapter board for the Pico to on the Mini Tuner 2 said, and you could see it, was for a surface mount Pico. Now I see yours are not surface mount. I'll have to find out about that. What is causing that? Yeah. Then I wanted to say something about Iceland as well. Benno, yeah, that's very nice. Some nice footage you got there. Okay, that's it from me, gentlemen. I have to run. I have another appointment in 6 minutes' time. So, cheers and beers, and we'll see you next time. And nice to see so many people on the net. Paul, over to you. Oscar Echo 8, Papa Charlie Kilo for the group from ZS1 Mike 73s.
Okay, that's me. That's not Paul. That's Bert. But I saw that he's gone, so I was a little bit late to switch on him. Yeah, indeed, very nice pictures about Iceland. And also, I've never been there. It's not far away from the Netherlands, but yeah, no, I've never been there. Maybe it's because of the name ice, maybe too cold. And certainly my wife likes more the heat than the cold, so yeah. Yeah, okay, very nice to see all guys back over the net here. Yeah, Tom asked me about the Monlow. I can maybe show it a little bit. He's just arrived at his garage, his temporary garage or charging stations. Let's see if we can make a small picture. You can see it maybe. Oh, yeah, anyway. It's over there, it's a temporary garage, and you can see the grass is small. He's done his job today, and without any disturbance. It works very fine. And oh yeah, one thing more about the Pico. Now I'm still not using the Pico, I'm still using this old thing. Oh, let's see, there it is. There it is. Still using the Windhill client, and that's yeah, for me the best one there is on the moment. 4 receivers, and yeah, you can use also 2 Pico tuners, of course, or other tuners, but yeah, I like the Windhill still, and especially the Windhill client. And we'll say everybody have a nice day, or nice week, and let's see maybe next week or whenever again. Yeah, Tom, it's to you then. ZR6TG, the group van Papa Alpha, Free Alpha, Oscar Delta. Bye bye.
Thanks there, Bert, Papa Alpha, Free Alpha, Oscar Delta, Zulu Romeo 6 Tango Golf. Yeah, great net today. Lots of people on there. Really enjoyed it. Thanks to all. Thanks to everybody. Yeah, don't have much more to add. It was good seeing everybody. Benno, really nice pictures from your side. But yeah, I'm just going to keep it short. Everybody must have a wonderful week, and I'll hopefully see you guys all next week. Who do I need to give it over to? Oh, of course, Martin. Martin, G8KOE here from Zulu Romeo 6 Tango Golf. 73, everybody. Enjoy the week.
Yeah, thanks there, Tom. Yeah, good to see you on. And yeah, thanks there, Tom. Let's mute my sound. Oh. Do it on the keyboard, it's easier. But yeah, to you there, Mike, you were talking about the using the bat on your SDR, I think. What I did was followed Tech Mine's information, and let's go to the screen, and got that one, which is what he recommended. It comes on a PCB, which is quite nice, so it's easy to connect it, and I've got that connected up to my SDR play, which is working. I can hear the bats most night, but they're not zooming into the garden at the moment, but they're around. But yeah, he's done a nice video, Tech Mines, but that was the mic that he used, and there was still, I think, 10 available. So if you're thinking of possibly, might be an idea. Let's get back to me. Yeah, the shots in Iceland, absolutely amazing. I don't think I shall ever get there, but thank you very much there, Benno. Good to see. Yeah, okay, I'll put you a link. He says, let's see whether we can hopefully that's the link, Mike, maybe. But, yeah, we'll see if it works anyway. Yeah, I can't multitask like most people can, so I think I'm going to cut short. Don't think there's anything else to comment on, but yeah, I'm using the Open Tuner Winter Hill with the that's working well for me, and links up nicely with DATV Red, so I can control it from in there quite happily. So I have I can control the mini tuner and all the others with the little all the little links that are there, which is a nice facility of DATV Red. Anyway, right, let's it's Mike to take it next, isn't it? So thank you, Gary, for if you're still lurking, for the net and everybody else that's on. Thoroughly enjoyable as usual, and we'll see you next week. I'm passed over to Mike from G8KOE.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Martin. I'll look at that, get one of those bat detectors. Might as well, see if they're any good. All very interesting. Benno, those pictures of Iceland were lovely. I'd forgotten you were going out there. We were looking in Colorado Springs, because it was a space weather event that I was at, the space weather workshop. We were looking at the KP index and the geomagnetic storm index and the Ovation Aurora model. And it was looking pretty hopeful actually for the flight back, but unfortunately I didn't manage to get a seat on the left-hand side of the plane. And as it turned out, when we flew back, we were following the jet stream, as you normally do, and we didn't really go very far north at all. In fact, most of the time we were south of the UK. So it was, we'd just clipped Canada We certainly didn't go anywhere near as far north as Greenland or Iceland on the way back, so didn't see anything anyway. But maybe next time. By the way, this solar cycle is looking like it's going to be double peaked, and this year or the coming year will be the second one. So we don't know until it's happened, but it should carry on for a while. But definitely worth going to see. And the interesting to see the impact of that volcano and all the ash that's coming out of it and all that lava. It's an interesting place, Iceland, isn't it? They heat the streets. I remember going to Longyearbyen in Svalbard, and they had pipes under the streets there, but they weren't for heating the streets. And they had huge amounts of insulation around them because it gets very, very cold for long periods of time. The sort of place where you have to look south to look at the aurora sometimes. Okay, not much else to add, so I will pass it on to Nick in a second, but thank you everyone for the net. Hope everyone has a good week, and catch those of you who are on next week. Next week, hopefully I'll make it. So with that, G4IMU, G0MJW. Round to you, Nick.
Yeah, hang on, Mike. I'll put my microphone on. Apologies for that. Yeah. Caught me out there. Yeah, okay, Mike. Thanks for that. Yeah, okay, for a very interesting net. Very good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. A lot of people on here. Excellent. The only other thing I was going to say, Martin, I've got one of those little microphones here. It won't focus, I don't think. No, it won't focus. But anyway, it's a little tiny thing. I think they go up to over 100 kilohertz, I think. Is it 120 kilohertz? Something like that. Yeah, I ordered that a long time ago, but I haven't used it. I haven't made it. So maybe that'll be one of my next projects. So that'll be quite interesting. I'll poke it out the window and connect it to my SDR receiver and see if I can receive some interesting sounds. Okay, I think that's enough for me. I'm going to go and have something to eat, I think, and I'll hopefully be on next Sunday. Not sure about the Sunday after because I'm away on holiday. We're going up to Newcastle upon Tyne for a week in May, so hopefully the weather will improve. Okay. That's enough from me. I'll see you all next time. Round to Sarrow, if you're still there, Sarrow. VU2 OBR G4IMO.
Yeah, thank you, Nick, again. Very nice show today. So I also want to sign up now. There is a call for dinner. So 73 is all of you. Nothing special from my side now. See you in the next week. Greetings from India, all of you. 73, bye-bye.
So, that was a bit unexpected. That was a bit. I didn't even hear you write Saro, so I hope you handed over the microphone to me, because I lost your signal, and I was behind you. So I think I'm going to close the net. Thanks all for a very interesting net, and till the next. And yeah, I think Liam is gone by now, but I have shown my design on the net, and some of us using that, but I only ordered 25 for my own use, and they are all gone by now. And it's not surface mounted like the ones Colin made for the BATC, and that is held in the BATC shop. And the main advantage of that one is also the reason why I'm not going to order more, is that it almost gives out the connector, the USB connector that is on the same spot of the original design. So that means you don't have to make another hole, or just make it slightly bigger, so to accommodate the new USB connector. So that's basically the whole story about that. Well, thanks all, and nice to have seen you all, and I think I covered most of it. Saro, if I took too early, please use the frequency accordingly, and I will pass. I'm going to, otherwise the net will be closed. And thanks all, see you later, see you next week, from Papa Alpha 3 Foxtrot Bravo X-Ray. Bye bye.
Bye-bye, Benno. Yeah, I just want to see the thing counting here. I've got a new HP. It's an old HP, but it's new. 534208 counter. So I just wanted to see what it does on a DATV signal. It's not accurate, but when I go with a single carrier, it works. Anyway, with that, we close the net. Wish everyone a happy week again. 7-3 to all, and thanks for coming on. ZA6YI, now QRT.